Just throwing this out there, but I'm of the opinion that in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, there were never actually any dinosaurs at all. I think that the dinosaurs were purely genetic creations, and that the idea behind having a bunch of experts come in to look at the park, Dr. Grant, Ellie Sattler, and so on, is to see if they could fool experts into thinking that these dinosaurs, these genetic creations, were actually real, recreated, prehistoric animals. Now, there's a few indications that these are not actual dinosaurs, not the least of which being that they don't really look like dinosaurs, and then the fact that a few of them manifest abilities that, as far as we know, the original dinosaurs never had, like the Dilophosaurus spitting poison at its prey. But if you've ever actually read the novel that Jurassic Park was based on by Michael Crichton, he actually drops a very strong clue at the beginning of that novel that this might be the case, that Jurassic Park is actually a big con. Toward the beginning of the novel, they describe how John Hammond fundraised for a previous project, running a similar con, where he was pretending that his company, InGen, in its startup phase, had actually created a miniature elephant from scratch. When in fact what they actually did was treat a normal elephant with a series of hormones in utero to create a miniaturized elephant. They didn't actually create anything from scratch. Another subtle clue that Jurassic Park was secretly a con job the entire time comes from a scene in the first movie, where Ellie Sattler and John Hammond are sitting in the cafeteria eating up some ice cream before it all melts. And John Hammond tells a story from early in his career where he was selling tickets to what he called a flea circus, where the idea was that there was a bunch of trained fleas doing circus acts, when in actuality it was just a series of spring-loaded mechanisms. And he went on in the story to say how the parents would talk to their children. Do you see the fleas? Do you see the fleas? And the children would excitedly say, yes, I do see the fleas. I do see the fleas. In essence, he was selling the idea, the belief in something, rather than the thing itself. It was all a hoax. It was sleight of hand. It was bait and switch. John Hammond was a liar, a shyster, and he was just running the same game he'd been running his entire career. There were no dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.